Weeks of media hype reached a crescendo Sunday when CBS aired Approach Winfrey's interview with Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, who said she was so close to suicide during her time in the place that she could not be left alone. I did not want to be alive anymore, she said, tearing up. I was ashamed to admit it to Harry, but I knew if I did not say it, I would do it. I just didn't want to be alive anymore. It was clear, it was real, it was breathtaking, and it was a constant thought. Megan could not get any help from the institution of the monarchy because she was not an employee. She was told she could not check into a hospital because that would not look good. You cannot just call an Uber to the place, she half joked. She even consoled one of the late Princess Diana's close friends because who else would understand what it's like on the inside of the royal family. She and Harry went to a performance at the Royal Albert Hall one night, but Meghan told Winfrey she went only because she was afraid of being left alone. She wept when the lights went down and smiled when the lights went up. I can't be left alone. I'm afraid of what I might do, she said, starting to cry. More of the biggest revelations from the interview. Bombshell revelations. Place worried how dark Archie's skin would be in those months when I was pregnant, and at the same time there was talk about no title, no security, and also conversation about how dark his skin might be when born. She said, "Who is saying that?" Winfrey demanded. Meghan would not answer because that would be very damaging to them, and later Harry also refused to discuss it. Winfrey said Monday on CBS This Morning that Harry said neither the Queen nor Prince Philip were involved in those conversations, but there was some real obvious signs before we even got married that this was going to be really hard, Harry said. In another revelation, Meghan told Winfrey and Harry did not choose to forgo a title of for baby Archie. She said was told that the rules prevented it. It lasted until his grandfather ascended the throne, but she shocked Winfrey when she said they were told that the baby could not get royal security without a title, and said unnamed places officials raised concerns about the color of the baby's skin. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry secretly wed early. Other revelations in the 2-hour interview conducted last month near Santa Barbara, California included word that Meghan, 39, and Harry, 36, were secretly married 3 days before their 2018 royal wedding by the Archbishop of Canterbury in their backyard. Duchess Kate made me cry, Meghan says. The rumor that Meghan and former actress made her sister-in-law, Duchess Kate of Cambridge, cry in a dress-up before the wedding. Not true, it was the other way around, Meghan told Winfrey, who asked her about the story, that built around the interest 6 months after the wedding. Meghan did not want to reveal too many details of the incident because Kate is a good person and she wanted to protect her privacy. She made me cry. It hurt my feelings, she said, confirming that the subject was flower girl dresses, but it was a really hard week before the wedding. She was upset and apologized and wrote follows and wrote a note. I have forgiven her. What's hard to get over is that I was being blamed for something I did not do but happened to me. Everyone in the place knew it was not true, he said. Why not say that? Winfrey asked. Good question, she replied. Harry and Meghan revealed baby's gender. It's a girl. The couple also revealed that their second baby due this summer will be a girl, a sister for a Archie, who turns 2 in May, having a boy and then a girl. What more could you ask for? Said Harry, who had joined Meghan for the interview. What would Diana say? The couple also denied blistering Harry's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, with their plan to step back from senior working royal roles. I have too much respect for her, Harry said. He said they left because they were refused support after asking for help and because of a constant barrage of media criticism. Harry said she was afraid of history repeating itself, a reference to the experience of his mother, the late Princess Diana. When asked how Diana would weep that what happened with her younger son and his wife, Harry replied, I think she would feel very angry with how this has panned out and also very sad. All she'd ever want is for us to be happy. What about his relationship with his family? He said he is still close to the Queen and talks to her regularly. It's his father, Prince Charles, taking this call. Harry admitted to feeling let down by the Prince of Wales because he's been through something similar. He knows with what pain feels like and Archie is his grandson, he said. At the same time, I will always love him. I will continue to make it one of my priorities to cry and heal that relationship. As for brother Prince William, he repeated what she was said before. I love him to bits. We have been through hell together. We had a shared experience, but we are on different paths. Later, he connected. The relationship is best at the moment, and you know time heals all things. Hopefully, Harry acknowledged that he was cut off from his family's money in the first quarter of 2020 and that he was able to move the US only because of his inheritance from his mother. He said he wanted to make only enough money to pay for the security needed to protect his family, who moved to a luxury estate in Montecito, California, and signed major deals with Netflix and Spotify. The interview was not without moments of lightness. When explaining how unprepared Meghan felt on joining the royal family, she said there's no class on how to be royal. She described having to learn on the fly how to Christie to the Queen and having to look up things she did not know. I had to Google stuff and write like the words to the British national anthem, she said. The Queen has received some really bad advice, Harry says, when Harry and Meghan arrived back in the UK last year after leaving for Canada. Queen Elizabeth had originally invited the two to come visit her and discuss their announcement about stepping back, but upon arrival in London, Harry received word that the Queen was now busy and they should not come to see her. He called to he says he had been thinking about coming anyway, but he told him something had become up in her schedule and she was sternly busy all week. When you are head of the team, there are people around you that give you advice, he said in a clip shared Monday. What has also made me really sad is some of the advice has been really bad. Place pushes back a chat of interview. 4 days before the interview aired, the Times of London, a more static but still conservative paper breathed in with a report that said Johnson, now the American-born former press secretary for Harry and Meghan, made an official complaint in October 2018 to his place bosses accusing Meghan of bullying her staff, driving to personal assistants out of the household and undermining the confidence of a third staff member. Meghan responded with a statement that she is saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself. Meghan, a former actress whose American and hierarchical has been targeted by Baltic's social media post saying she emerged as Harry's girlfriend in 2016. Her lawyers angrily responded to the Times, accusing the Rupert Murdoch owned broadsheet of a calculated smear championing against the Duchess. Buckingham Palace then issued a statement of concern promising to launch an investigation of the allegations in the Times and stressing the royal employees do not tolerate bullying. The place did not explain why it never investigated the 2018 allegations or what power it was punish Meghan if they prove true. Meanwhile, in the week leading up to the interview, CBS released multiple promos featuring clips from the shutdown, provoking more critical stories and more Twitter shooting. One clip showed Winfrey asking the Duchess, "How do you feel about the place hearing you speak your truth today? I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time we would still just be silent. There is an active role that the brain is playing and perpetuating falsehood about us, and if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean that's a lot that been lost already," Meghan says pointedly. This reference caused an uproar. British understand the frame to mean the royal family, so critics such as breakfast show host Piers Morgan accused Meghan of calling her in-law Leela's, but she may have meant senior officials in the place. Brindisi, the men in grey shirts, as an exaggerated Princess Diana once called them, whom Meghan believes have idled and leaked about her to unfriendly media for years. The interview aired as Philip Harris' 99-year-old grandfather has been hospitalized in London since February 16 and had a successful heart procedure this week, but he is expected to remain hospitalized for several days. Last month, Harry gave a preview of short out to the Winfrey interview, trying a tapped appearance on his pal James Corden's The Late Show on CBS. Harry said he and Meghan stepped back from royal life because toxic British media coverage was damaging his mental health. He said they intend to continue their public service in the US. We all knew that what the British press can be like, and it was destroying my mental health. Harry told Corbyn, I was like, this is toxic. So I did what any husband and father would do. I need to get my family out of her. The transformation of the couple set off another royal crisis, similar to the one that ensued when the marriage of Harry's parents, Prince Charles and Princess Diana, disintegrated in the tragic War of the Wales in the 1990s. CBS announcement last month that Winfrey, the success's friend and champion, would interview them for a primetime special, launched a tsunami of mostly critical media coverage in the UK, especially after Winfrey vowed that no subject would be off the table and promised shocking revelation. Some Tripoli websites such as the Daily Mail post up to a dozen different stories per day, many of them depicting Meghan in a bad light. Stories about how she Bloomberg stopped with emails at 5 a.m. were reported. She was said to be furious off at staffers when told she could not keep the pre-designer dresses heaped on her as any actress could because it's against royal rules, said another report.